Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we are going to talk about the situation between Disney and the state of Florida and what is going on there, the recent developments, and the news there. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, there has been a situation that has developed between the state of Florida and Disney over how the area surrounding Disney World is managed. For a very long time, like more than half a century, Disney had a whole lot of control through a special district. Okay? The state of Florida decided that that wasn't the way they wanted it done. Now, I guess they did create a new board to manage that. About a year ago, I put out a video talking about this, and when the news broke, I had a whole bunch of people send me messages about it. There were two main points in that video. One was me doubting the fact that many of the people behind Florida's decisions here had actually ever met lawyers that work for Disney. I have. And I kind of walked away with the impression that the lawyers that work for Disney are the inspiration for the villains in the cartoons. They are cold, they are calculating, and they think long term. And they do. They just seem very without compassion. And I met them on vacation. When they were on vacation, they still managed to cast that vibe. The other thing, the second point in that video that matters, is the fact that Disney can't manage Disney World without running the infrastructure. Without having the control that it had, Disney World can't be Disney World. If you've never been there, everything is perfect. The surrounding areas, everything is perfect. Everything is managed. In fact, there are certain times of year when there's not a lot of people, and if you're there, like driving through the area early in the morning, it's kind of creepy. It seems like a set from a movie. But it's because everything is so particular. And that's their brand. That's why it's the most magical place on earth. That's why people travel from all over the world to go there. Disney has to have that control for that place to exist in the way that it does. And if they were to let it fall, it would damage their brand. So, what's the news? Disney's lawyers, in fact, did not let it go. They got a new deal with the old board before the old board lost its power. And that deal basically gave Disney control over not everything, but most things, and enough for them to maintain Disney World as Disney World. This was a surprise to the new board, who believes that now they really just don't have any power. And it definitely caused a lot of conversation. I don't know that much about this type of law, so I called a friend. And I asked, I was like, can they really just kind of sneak this by like this? And the person was like, no, not in Florida. You can't do something like that in secret and then just spring it on people at the last moment. You have to, and the whole time I can hear keys tapping. You have to do it in public. There has to be public notice, da-da-da-da-da-da. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, they did it. And they were checking to see if it had been done in accordance with Florida law. And apparently everything was done out in the open. Just nobody noticed. So My friend's opinion is that, yeah, this will likely stand. There isn't a whole lot that the state of Florida can do to void the whole thing. They may argue pieces of it or whatever, but it's going to be really hard. One of the more interesting parts about the deal is that it gives it to Disney in perpetuity. And then there's a bit about the descendants of King Charles and just all kinds of stuff as far as the length of how long this thing is going to last. So definitely an interesting development, and it is something that is absolutely certain to fuel the future culture war stuff. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.